Hello and welcome to this video interview with the Dominican Republic's Banreservas, which is not only the leading bank in the country, it's the largest by assets in the Central America and Caribbean region and a growing force on the international stage. Joining me to discuss this and other areas of growth and development is José Obregón Albuquerque, Director General of Banreservas' International Business and Corporate Governance. Jose, great to have you with us. Good to see you again, and thanks very much for joining us today.
Good morning, Duncan. Great to see you again. Good to be here, and enjoy this time with you and talking about the recent developments of Banreservas, the Dominican Republic, and our strategies going forward.
Absolutely. Well, great to see you again for sure. So, Jose, before we get into the bank's international expansion plans, which are pretty fresh and significant for the bank, and also some of the work that it is doing in sustainability and social responsibility, let's first tackle the bank's financial performance last year, so 2022, and also into the first quarter of this year. The results for each period look pretty strong, and particularly against what is undoubtedly a challenging and uncertain macroeconomic context. What for you are some of the key financial highlights of the bank last year and into the first quarter of this year? So what key financial highlights would you outline for the bank?
Perfect. That's a great point to start, Duncan. I know at Banreservas we're very proud to really have achieved and during the year 2022 a record level in terms of assets. Banreservas solidified its position as the largest bank in the country in terms of assets. We grew at a rate of 13% compared to last year. We are now almost $19 billion in total assets. Definitely we're the largest bank in the Dominican Republic and among the top 10 banks in the region. With this financial, we also expanded our loan portfolio in a larger position than the rest of the banking system. And highlighting for that is that 92% of our loan portfolio is actually to the private sector. That's a great achievement for Banco de Reservas and in the Dominican Republic. We did that in a very prudent manner. Our loan portfolio is actually posting one of the highest quality in terms of assets. Only 0.6% of the loan portfolio is non-performing, and we have 7.9 times the level of coverage of that non-performing loans there. We also expanded in terms of profitability for the bank. We have achieved our record return on assets of 2.4%, the highest historically. Regardless, we're a state-owned bank, so typically state-owned banks are not as profitable as private sector banks, but we are proud to do that. This was the result of several actions that we took in the past. Going back to the pandemic times, we sparked the economic growth by supporting the different economic sectors of the Dominican economy in terms of putting several programs supporting the working capital needs of almost all areas of the country. I'll give you some examples. We put programs for bars and restaurants, hotels, education, hospital, schools, sports, and we sponsor many programs, and we believe in the recovery for the economy. That really translated in a higher growth of a loan portfolio at a healthy margin. We expanded our net interest margin for the bank, and that allowed us to increase our return on equity at a level that is almost 35% on a year-to-year, the year 2022. For the year 2023, during the first quarter, we have continued to expand our total assets, as well as our profitability in terms of return on assets and return on equity, as well as the margin. And we have continued to sustain and maintain the quality of our loan portfolio, which is our main asset in the country. We continue to command the market shares in terms of loans in the country, and we have continued to maintain that prudent management in terms of the creation of these loans that they return on assets for the bank. So we're really proud of that, and this has been a team effort for everybody here in Banco de Reservas. We work in a collegiated manner. We make decisions together, and we have many different areas of the banks that works toward achieving these strategies, and going forward. We're really proud of that, Duncan.
Well, it's a pretty decent set of financial figures, certainly, and I think that's a very strong foundation from which to think about future growth. And certainly contributing to the bank's financial performance over the longer term will be the new international markets it plans to expand into and has already expanded into. So in January, the bank opened a representative office in Madrid in Spain, and there are also plans to do the same in New York City, in Florida, and Panama a bit later. Jose, this is a really important development for the bank, where you are moving into international markets in a way which you haven't done before. So what is the strategic rationale behind this development that underlines this expansion into international markets, and especially in these countries? So what are the reasons really driving this?
Sure, that's a great question, Duncan. This is strategy of internationalizing Banreservas. It just makes sense. We have 83 years of operations, and 20% of the Dominican population live outside of the Dominican Republic. We have over 2 million Dominicans living in the United States, and over 400,000 Dominicans living in Europe, especially in Spain. To support that diaspora of Dominican living outside, we have responded to an ask that this population of Dominican have always asked to have a financial institution of the Dominican Republic serving them. It is not doubt that this population has lived in the United States for now almost over 40 years. It have achieved greater economic growth, as well as advancements in terms of professional development, not only in sports but also in other areas of life. We have great doctors, great engineers, and so on. Education is happening over there. So as time passes and goes on, the normal for individuals is at some point in life when you immigrate is to have a plan to return home, and that is basically one of the drivers of Banco de Reservas, to be that bridge to allow those individuals that love their country to come back here, to come back to the Dominican Republic. To achieve that, we initiated our steps to open our offices. We are proud to have our first office already open in Europe, in Madrid. It was done in January of this year. That office is right in front of the Dominican consulate, so that we can facilitate access. As the Dominican goes to the consulate, they can come to Banco de Reservas, to our office over there. So far, over the last 100 days of this operation, that office has been a success. We receive over 25 individuals every day. It is a great work, and we have processed over 3,000 applications already on that office in Madrid in terms of account services for them. and we are processing over 30 applications for mortgage applications to acquire properties here in the Dominican Republic, which is quite an achievement. The second country where we are expanding is the United States, and it's two cities that we have targeted. One is New York, which we have the largest population of Dominican living abroad, and the other one is in Miami, Florida, initially. We are in the final stages of obtaining the approval from the Federal Reserve Bank of New York to open these offices, and as well as the New York Department of Financial Services and the Florida Department of Financial Services. We expect to have these offices open the latest in September this year to inaugurate them, and we're very excited about it. Among the strategies is not only to support that returning of the of the diaspora coming to the Dominican Republic, providing them services of the financial needs. Not that many, believe it or not, even in developed countries, there are certain sectors of the population that are underserved financially, and there's some part of our diaspora that is underserved financially there. So we are trying to achieve that. And initially, we are going with representative offices, which will support not only the opening of account services and the obtaining of mortgages to acquire properties here in the Dominican Republic, but it will also be the strategy to enhance our correspondent banking relationship international, maintain and sustain relationship with foreign investors that have interest in the Dominican Republic in the many different areas of tourism, areas of energies. We currently do receive a lot of that here in the Dominican Republic, and being in the U.S. and Spain, important markets for the Dominican Republic, we feel that these offices will also serve as to promote investment here in the Dominican Republic. That's the other part of that. In the Florida, we are actually focusing on that office more in the trade financing flows. The Dominican Republic is the fourth largest trading partner for the Florida state, and there is a lot of flows between them. And Banreservas wants to be that financial institution that engage into the financing in that trade, both in exports and imports, and that way enhance the terms of financing that these businesses need, promoting exports as well as promoting the imports and investment here in the Dominican Republic. The strategy is larger in that sense. Initially, we're starting with representative offices, but in the short, medium term, maximum 3 years, we plan to convert these institutions into a community banks, full licensed community banks in both countries, or on the three cities that I mentioned, New York, Miami, and Madrid. And we also have a fourth country, which is Panama. We are working in establishing an international banking entity in Panama to serve the Dominican need for dollar-denominated services there. Obviously, we are an island. We share island with Haiti here in the Dominican Republic, and that's also one of our important markets. That is the fifth market that we have in our strategy, is to support the trade businesses that happen between the Dominican Republic and Haiti. In one way or another, we either put an office there, or we find a partner that we have been talking to in order to find an alliance to promote that business within the Hispaniola island. Basically, our strategy is that, and we are excited about it. It is the first time that Dominican Bank goes internationally, and why not? We're now on the top 5 banks in the region. We're part of trade agreements between Central America and the U.S. We have great trading partners, so it is the time for Banco de Reservas to achieve that and go that. We're really proud to follow that strategy. Duncan.
Yeah, I mean, it's quite an exciting time for the bank as it does expand. You used the phrase there, the bank being a bridge between the Dominican Republic and these markets, which are important markets. I would go so far as to say, you are essentially, as a banking institution, taking the Dominican Republic to the world, but also through the services that you provide, bringing the world to the Dominican Republic. So it's a mutually beneficial flow of investment, presumably. But this international expansion is not the only area where the bank has been very focused. Side by side with that, the bank has been very focused on the area of environmental, social, and governance, or ESG, as it is known. I'm curious, what examples of ESG initiatives can you provide that demonstrate the bank's commitment to this area? There must be quite a few initiatives that the bank has launched.
No doubt. Yeah, no doubt. That's a great topic to talk to. And here at Banreservas, we really are trying to communicate even more our efforts with regards to governance and social responsibility. More than 25 years ago, we initiated a voluntariat in Banco de Reservas that is called Voluntariado Banreservas. Currently, it is presided by Mrs. Garcia de Pereira, which is the president of the voluntariat. The voluntariat is come together with all the employees of Banco de Reservas. We have many programs that are tailoring toward this. We have programs that support single mothers. We have programs that are for educational in terms of families. We have programs that are in place for many years now, where we promote the cleaning and sustainability of the rivers in the Dominican Republic. We have that program that we exchange plastics and garbage in the water. We provide bags for those bags, and we provide services in exchange for that to doing these services. No? We also have other programs besides the voluntariat that are towards the support of solidarity for small businesses. We have foundations called Fundación Banco de Reservas, and we have programs that is called Coopera program. It's a cooperative program where we put in seed money onto these small cooperative institutions so that they can work together in developing different programs. We have one example is a couple of years ago, we got together and we went onto the northwest part of the island, where we have the banana growers population, small producers there. They weren't able to compete with the higher, the bigger corporations in terms of banana exporters. We got them together with one of our branches. We specialize in education in terms of how to get together their programs, clean up their environment, package their products, and help them finance their crops and the seeds in order to export those bananas. And today, we're really proud to have that cooperative really working at a great, that is one of our great examples. No? We also have a program that is for bancarization. Here in the Dominican Republic, we do need to increase that. We have a program that is called Bancarizar es Patria. There is a project that is going to take several years. The process of that is to bankarize over almost 2 million individuals, and is to provide the first financial services with no fees to them. And it's a program that goes not only with education to all of them. We have programs we provide workshops for several individuals. Right now, we have over 3,000 individuals workshops with workshops for financial education. that is we engage Banreservas staff engage in this program to do that, no, and to research. We also have programs that is for the small and medium-sized business called the pymes, very small businesses, and those programs we help finance the working capital needs that they have, and we connect that with our strategy. So we have bigger strategy to support the main economic sector of the Dominican Republic, tourism being one. Tourism, we finance greenfield projects which to expand the number of rooms available and expand the growth of the tourism in the country. But by doing that, we are also interconnecting the needs that this large operation of hotels have with the local economy in terms of suppliers that provide them services. So we are interconnecting the needs of these big projects that we do and the small businesses, and we help them with the working capital needs in order for them to have better access to their inventories and sales, no, to do that there. We have programs that is called the SARA program, which is the purpose to managing the environmental risk. We incorporated policies into our internal processes for lending, where we actually ask rate our customer instead of how responsible are they in their operation with regards to the environment. A lot to say, a lot to do. Proud to be part of this organization on this. You know, in terms of cultural, we support most of the cultural programs in the Dominican Republic: art, sports. To give you an example, during the year 2020, baseball is our national sport over here, and the pandemic was there. The country was closed, everything was closed, nothing was, that people weren't able to get out, but we had to play baseball. There was a season to be played baseball, no? So we put in all the promotion and the support to the Dominican Baseball League. We advanced them funding for promotion for the next few years, so that baseball could be played in the Dominican Republic, and for that to happen. So we're proud that during the year 2020 and the year 21, the sports continue. We also do support the league of basketball here in the Dominican Republic in terms of that. And arts, local arts, we have promoted and support local artists in terms of paintings and in terms of poetry and book development as well. We're very responsible in terms of our actions. So we, as a state-owned bank, this is a role we have to do. We're really proud to do that.
It's a pretty comprehensive set of initiatives which the bank has been engaged in. And, you know, as I see it, as others I'm sure would do as well, these initiatives are having impact. They are helping to socially transform areas of Dominican Republic society. In addition to that, you know, there's an environmental focus, which is, you know, supporting the environmental transformation that needs to happen too. And also, I think the economic transformation is also being supported by, well, your expansion into new markets. I mean, right. That remittance inflow, that FDI inflow that's going to hopefully come about, presumably from the international expansion, is going to help the Dominican Republic transform too. All fascinating areas and initiatives. And I wish you and the best of luck, you and the bank, the best of luck in pursuing those initiatives. That's where we're going to come to the end of the interview, Jose, but it's been great catching up with you. Thanks so much for your time and your insights, and hopefully see you again sometime very soon.
Thank you very much, Duncan. It's great to be with you. Great pleasure to share the story of Banco de Reservas, and I'm sure we'll see each other again. And good luck to you as well. Thank you very much. You have a good rest of the day.
Thanks very much.